Good afternoon, everybody. Well, sure beats the alternative. So good to get a win. We were desperate. Really proud of our team, the way they played. And the guys that just came up here, I know there's some other guys before I stepped in the room, but these two seniors, Markwell and Tyre, and what they've meant to this team, and just what they did today. The effort that they put in today, and the plays that they made, and our whole senior class, and the way our team kind of rallied for these guys and played really hard the last game at Mikey Stadium. That's special for these guys to go through the 4-year experience here and play in this stadium. As much success as this senior class has had, I'm glad that they were able to win their last game here at home. So it was, beyond that, just great to get a victory. We've been on the wrong side of some really close games this year, and that's been agonizing and tough to swallow. But can't say enough about the fight in this team and how they've continued to prepare. And we're ready today, and physically ready, and emotionally into the game, and mentally played a good football game. We had some mistakes. We had some errors that it could have really cost us. But fortunately, we were resilient enough to come back and make enough plays to win the game. So proud of our coaching staff and the job that they did. And so on to the next one.
Go ahead, Ken.
Coach Ken Kreitzer, Cam, Vets Media. You talked during the week about how well the defense had played the last couple of games, and being able to produce the 2 goal line stands in the early portion of the game, first quarter. What did you see allowing that to happen, allowing them to make those 2 stops?
I think they just grit and toughness and the desire to make a play and to execute, to beat a block. You got to use fundamentals. You got to be playing the right gap, and you got to fit the run where it's designed for you to fit on defense. They had a Plaxton pass down there, and the guy was kind of falling down, and I think Markwell was the one that recovered and kind of knocked the ball out of there. We were fortunate to make a play there. We got a little pressure on him. But our guys just were tough. They just were gritty, and I thought the second one in particular, to stop them down there on 4th down and not get a touchdown. The first one, obviously, we got the field goal, but just really, really proud of those guys. So Coach Woody does a good job, as does our staff, and had the right guys in there.
And yes, you inserted Jamil Jones in the second quarter, quarterback, and he got off a 34-yard pitch play to Brahim Murphy, which really set up his touchdown run. And then later, Brahim Murphy in the third quarter did the 75-yard play. Tell us a little bit about how the offense generated that.
It was good to get the ball on the perimeter, and we felt Coach Davis and the offensive staff just felt like we could run some of those plays and get the ball pitched and get it out there, and so to get some space, we got some good blocks. We had the one early. We had the holding call. We had a good game there, and we got to not do that. As setting ourselves back 10 yards, that's not our cup of tea. But we had some penalties we overcame today, and that was positive too. But the long run by Brahim in the second half, that was a play that we didn't practice it at all this week. We've had it in, and we've practiced it some, but just based on the way that they were reacting to our other plays at halftime, Coach Davis went in, and there were a couple of things that he recognized that we could do, and that was one of them. And it was sure a big play. So credit goes to Coach for designing that play and kind of dusting it off and talking the guys through it. And so it was a big play to take the lead again after they scored. We went 3 and out in the second half. They went down and scored, went up 17-13. We answered with the 75-yard touchdown run. That was a big play.
And just the key to getting Markel Braun generating a turnover, the interception, which led to the final to Tyre getting a touchdown to give you a 10-point lead. The importance of getting that turnover.
Winning the turnover battle, in my opinion, is the most important statistic related to victory. In fact, in all of the games last season in college football, if a team won the turnover battle, then 78% of the games were won by the team that won the turnover battle. Now, there's statistics for if it's even, but if you won the turnover battle, those teams won 78% of the time. There's no other statistic that is that great. So it was a big pick and a great play coming out of the middle of the field and a nice long return. I wish he would have remembered to leave his helmet on, but he knew it, and but it was a great play, and I'm glad we were able to answer and get points off the turnover. That's key as well. Just getting the ball back and making it count. So credit to the offense for finishing that drive right there.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Ken.
Coach Seth Mendelson, Black Knight Nation. Great day by your seniors, apropos, right? Senior day, but also you saw a freshman make a fantastic play early in the game to set the tone. Led to 7 points immediately. Talk about that a little bit.
Jabril is a guy he's just continued to improve this year. I'm proud to say he's from my hometown of Joliet, Illinois, and he's a good player. He's going to be a good player. He's really raw and young and learning, but I'm excited about his future. And there's several guys that are young in that class that I think are going to be good players. So I'm excited about that group of guys. It was great for him. We had started to work him with the punt block team several weeks ago, and he had one in practice where he did a really nice job coming off the edge and blocked the punt. And so I think that doing that in the first couple of times that he was in there with the punt block team in practice, it gave him a little confidence about doing it. And so he's played that position and played on the punt block team some this year. And he just has struggled with taking a really tight and good angle. And today he just was ready to go and took a really good angle. And fortunately, they didn't find him coming off the edge, and he was able to destroy the kick. And then Miles Stewart picking that thing up and scoring. It's a big play.
Your players talked a lot about the adjustments at halftime offensively. They seemed frustrated when you guys had the ball in the second half and seemed to dominate. Talk about that.
We got the pitch play going some in the first half, and I thought it was really good to be able to get the ball in the perimeter out there. Because they're a big physical defense. They have a good football team, and what I've been most impressed with in watching them is the complementary football that they play. They run the ball, they stop the run. They're a physical team, and they kind of play football the way we play it. Different style, but similar philosophy. And so there's just certain things you do, and they make their adjustments, and they start to play those plays pretty good. And so as they start to take guys from the box and add them to the perimeter, then you got to be able to run the ball inside the box. And so that we did that some today, but there were times where we were getting knocked back. We had some negative yardage plays, and so at halftime, and our coaches, both Coach Woody and Coach Davis, they gather their respective staffs and they talk about any adjustments or things that we need to do better, things we need to talk to the players about, and Brent had 3 or 4 things that he drew up on the board and made some adjustments, and it just really helped our guys execute in the second half. So Brent's a really smart football coach. He knows our offense. He's been with this offense a long time. He's seen it all, and we got a good staff. Guys like Cody Worley, who's been in this offense a good while, both at Kennesaw and here, and Mike Vitti, who's been with us several years. Matt Krinkle's been with us for, I guess, 4 years now. Brent's good at figuring out how to make some adjustments that'll help us in the second half. And it's a matter of executing. The players got to go out there and make the plays. But it's our job to put them in position and give them the best chance. So, you know, everything didn't work. We didn't, just rip through them on a 75-yard run every single play. They made some plays too and made us punt in the second half, but the adjustments were helpful and really it was what we needed to be able to finish that game out.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Sal.
Hey, Coach. Can you? I don't know if there was enough words to describe, but can you put into words what Markel means to this team, and on the field, off the field, just can you put that into words?
Certainly the way he plays, he makes plays, but he plays very passionately and a lot of emotion, and I think that helps drive our team. When you've got a leader like that plays with that kind of effort, emotion, and passion, it's infectious, and people want to follow that leader. He leads in a similar way off the field. He cares deeply about this team, and he's extremely competitive, and that's apparent all the time. Whether we're in a workout in the weight room or at practice, he's passionate about this team and helping this team and trying to draw the best out of everybody, all of his teammates. So a guy like that, and just the dynamic leadership skills that he possesses, it's hard to describe. There are certain guys like that stand out. And I think we got a lot of really good leaders, but he stands out certainly among the guys we've got here. And just an incredible young man. He's the kind of guy you hope would be your son, the kind of guy you'd want to hire and keep in your company, the kind of guy you want on your team. So I think just an incredible young man. But I was just saying to my wife, who was sitting in here at the press conference, listening to Tiger talk, and I said to her, I said, that guy's pretty good behind the microphone, isn't he? And I said, there's a lot of places that they'd be having press conferences today, and guys would talk about themselves and take credit. And these guys they defer the credit to their teammates and coaches, and it's just incredible the selflessness that they have and the team spirit that they have. Both those guys mean a lot to our team, but they come in here plenty after games, and I don't know that they ever talk about themselves. They don't talk negatively about the other teams that we play. They just talk positively about this team. And so Marquell's like that, and he's just like that all the time. He's just positive and got a tremendous spirit and energy about him.
Connor, go to Zoom quick.
Joe, sir. Hey, Coach Monken, congratulations on the win. When I was speaking with Marquell, mentioned the fact that you guys had been close the last couple of weeks, and there would just be a mistake here, a turnover, or a key penalty at a bad time or whatever. And it seemed like today, for the first time in a while, the team put it all together. Do you think that you've got some momentum and things are working the right way? Obviously, there's always things you can correct in every game, but do you think this was a pretty complete game by the team overall?
We probably played as good collectively as we have in a good while. There's things that we've got to improve. The defense made two really good stops. They were great stops because they were right down there in the shadow of the goal line. But we did let them get down there, and so I'm glad we stopped them. But I'd much rather see them punt it to us and not have them drive all the way down the field. But again, the bottom line is they didn't score, and it's a great job by Coach Woody. He does such a good job of having our team ready, and we got to tackle better, and there's a ton of things. And then offensively, and we had to punt, and had some 3 and outs. We scored there at the last drive of the first half and came out and went 3 and out. We got to be able to double up, and it's what Coach Davis talked to those guys about, is doubling up. And it's what we did against UTSA. If you recall, we had a long drive and went ahead 21-14, got the opening second half kickoff, drove down with 28-14. And those are big plays when you can do that. So it was a great answer after they went up 17-13. Again, like to not go 3 and out. It happens sometimes. Sometimes you got to punt. It pains me to send the punt team on the field every time I do, but sometimes you got to punt. And fortunately, we turned around and got another score and put some scoring drives together. The turnover by Markwell was huge to be able to go up. We were up 10 points, and to get that score and go up 17, up more than 2 scores, was a big turn of events in the game, because there was still plenty of time. Being up 10 points, there's still plenty of time for UConn to win the football game, and that was big. And obviously the kick block on our part, unfortunately, we got one blocked against us today. Those can be very, very costly. Obviously, missing an extra point last week, it showed up pretty big in that ball game. So, we have had some close games, and the fact is, the other team earned the victory. We didn't. And even if we do things or don't do things, make errors that cost us the game, that's the other team didn't make those mistakes, and they were able to earn the victory. So I know we're on the short end of some really close games this year, games we could have won, but today we didn't put ourselves in that position. We got a lead, we held the lead, and we did what we needed to finish it off, and that was really important for our team. And hopefully that's something that will give them confidence. It certainly should.
Yeah, my follow-up final question on the pump block. Anything that you or Coach Saturnio saw on film that was able to help you exploit that?
Coach Saturnio does such a terrific job with the special teams, and he's a great motivator. Our kids love Coach Saturnio. I don't know if there's a coach on the staff that's more beloved than Coach Saturnio. I mean, he's my favorite guy. He's awesome. He's got so much energy and just loves these kids, but he is very thorough in his preparation for another team. And just each week, he's able to come up with a way just for us to have a chance if we want to try to block a punt. And today we had a couple of different schemes that we had planned for them, and just so happens on the first one, and really scheme didn't have a lot to do with that punt block. It was a block off the edge, and their protection, they were protecting to the inside, and they kind of let the edge guy go. We do the same thing in our protection, because it's the guy that's furthest away from the kick, and you hope to get it off. And he just took a great angle and took it right off the guy's foot. And, twice this year, we've had punt blocks go under our arms, and I've said I don't know how we miss those punts. One against ULM and one against Air Force, and they're huge plays in the game. So I wish we'd gotten those others, but I'm glad we got the one today.
Hey, Ken, we have time for one more.
Hi, Jeff. Ken McMillan from The Record. I know it's revisionist history, but how is it knowing that your team is just a few plays away from being 6-4 or maybe 7-3?
Bottom line is we didn't make those plays, and we need to make those plays. It's over the history of my tenure here, I think of all of the close games that we've won, and there's been a lot of those games where it just went our way. Going to overtime against Miami of Ohio, knocking a guy down at the 2-inch line on a 2-point conversion against Eastern Michigan. The Hawaii game where we had a 4th and short and didn't make it. They drive it down. We got a bad pass down in the end zone. fourth down. There's just been a lot of close games that we've won, and you got to make another play. You got to make another play. Just one more play, and probably a few of those games. But we didn't make the play, and so we didn't earn the victory. And it's agonizing because you think if we had just made that play, if that would just had not have happened, it may be a different story. But that's the agony of defeat. There's the thrill of victory, and the agony of defeat is, as we all remember from the wild world of sports. And sometimes we're that skier going off the side of the ski jump, it just can't worry about what's in the past and what's in the rearview mirror. I'm really glad we won today. We were desperate for a victory. We needed it. I'm proud of our team to get the win today, and we're going to need to go battle on the road next week and try to win again. And that's what's important is refocusing and going on to the next one and getting prepared for UMass, which is just exactly what we intend to do. And as soon as I walk out of this room, I'm going to start going and getting ready for them.